Outline for drawing the human body using proportional segments. I. Introduction to proportional segments. A. Explanation of the 8-head system. The 8-head system is a foundational method used in figure drawing to maintain accurate and consistent proportions. This system divides the human body into 8 equal segments, with each segment approximately the size of the head. Understanding this system is essential for artists as it provides a clear framework for drawing figures that are proportionally accurate and visually pleasing. The 8-head system is rooted in classical art principles and continues to be a valuable tool in modern artistic practices. 1. Definition and basic concept. At its core, the 8-head system divides the height of the human body into 8 equal parts. Each of these parts is roughly the size of the head, which serves as a unit of measurement. This approach simplifies the process of maintaining correct proportions, especially when dealing with the complex anatomy of the human body. By using the head as a reference, artists can easily scale and position various body parts, ensuring that each element aligns correctly within the overall figure. This method helps prevent distortions and ensures a harmonious balance between different body parts. 2. Historical context and development. The 8-head system has historical roots in classical art and anatomy studies. Ancient artists and scholars, such as Leonardo da Vinci and Albrecht Dürer, used similar proportional systems to achieve accurate and realistic representations of the human body. The concept has evolved over time but remains a cornerstone of figure drawing. By understanding its historical context, artists can appreciate the enduring relevance of this method and its impact on the development of artistic techniques. 3. Application of the 8-head system. To effectively apply the 8-head system, start by drawing a vertical line that represents the full height of the figure. Divide this line into 8 equal segments. The head is then placed at the top of this line, with each subsequent segment guiding the placement of other body parts. For instance, the second segment aligns with the shoulders, the fourth segment aligns with the waist, and the sixth segment corresponds to the knees. This structured approach helps in achieving accurate proportions and provides a solid foundation for further detailing. 4. Variations and adjustments. While the 8-head system is a useful guideline, it is important to recognize that variations may occur based on the character's age, gender, or body type. For example, figures with different proportions may not fit perfectly within the 8-head framework. Adjustments can be made based on specific characteristics, such as shortening or elongating certain segments to match the desired proportions. This flexibility allows artists to adapt the system to various styles and needs, ensuring that the final representation is both accurate and expressive. B. Importance of proportional systems in artistic representation. Proportional systems, such as the 8-head method, play a crucial role in artistic representation by providing a structured approach to drawing the human body. These systems help artists achieve accurate proportions, create dynamic poses, and maintain consistency throughout their work. Understanding and using proportional systems ensures that figures are realistic and balanced, enhancing the overall quality of the artwork. 1. Enhancing accuracy and consistency. One of the primary benefits of using proportional systems is the enhancement of accuracy and consistency in figure drawing. By adhering to a set framework, artists can ensure that different parts of the body are proportionate to each other. This prevents distortions and inconsistencies, leading to a more believable and harmonious representation. Accurate proportions are essential for achieving realism and ensuring that the figure appears natural and well-balanced. 2. Facilitating dynamic poses. Proportional systems also facilitate the creation of dynamic and realistic poses. Understanding the relative proportions of the body allows artists to depict movement and posture more effectively. For example, knowing where the head, torso, and limbs should be in relation to one another helps in creating fluid and natural representations of action and emotion. This ability to capture dynamic poses adds depth and vitality to the artwork. 3. Providing a foundation for stylization. While proportional systems are often used for realistic representations, they also provide a foundation for stylization. Artists can use the basic principles of the 8-head system as a starting point and then modify proportions to fit their artistic style. This flexibility allows for creative expression while still maintaining a sense of proportionality. Stylization can involve exaggerating or altering proportions to achieve a particular visual effect or to convey a specific artistic vision. 4. Enhancing learning and skill development. For beginners, proportional systems serve as valuable educational tools. They offer a clear and systematic approach to learning human anatomy and proportions. Mastery of these systems can lead to improved drawing skills and a deeper understanding of the human form. This foundational knowledge is beneficial for artists at all levels, as it provides a solid base for further exploration and skill development. 2. Detailed breakdown of proportional segments. A. Head and neck proportions. The first segment of the 8-head system is dedicated to the head. The head is typically depicted as a slightly rounded shape with facial features positioned according to established anatomical guidelines. The eyes are usually placed halfway down the face, while the nose and mouth are positioned according to their relative distances. The neck extends from the base of the skull and connects to the shoulders, forming a natural continuation of the head. The proportions of the neck should be consistent with the overall figure, providing a smooth transition between the head and torso. 1. Proportional guidelines for the head. The head is not a uniform shape. It has distinct features such as the forehead, cheekbones, and jawline. When using the 8-head system, ensure that these features are proportionally accurate. For example, the width of the head should be approximately 1.5 times the width of the face. The placement of the ears and eyes should also adhere to proportional guidelines, ensuring that they align correctly within the face. 2. The neck and its role. The neck serves as the connection between the head and torso. Its width and length should be proportionate to the head and shoulders. A well-proportioned neck enhances the overall balance of the figure and contributes to a more natural appearance. When drawing the neck, consider its placement relative to the head and shoulders, ensuring that it supports the head in a realistic manner. B. Shoulder and torso proportions. The second segment of the 8-head system aligns with the shoulders and upper torso. The shoulder's width can vary based on the figure's gender and body type. For example, a more muscular figure may have broader shoulders, while a more slender figure may have narrower shoulders. The torso extends from the shoulders to the waist, filling the second and third segments. Key landmarks in this area include the ribcage and pelvis, which play a crucial role in defining the torso's proportions. 1. Shoulder width and its variations. The width of the shoulders is an important factor in achieving accurate proportions. For a male figure, the shoulders may be wider, while a female figure may have a more tapered shoulder width. Additionally, shoulder width can vary based on the figure's pose and posture. Understanding these variations helps in creating figures that are proportionate and true to their intended design. 2. Torso proportions and landmarks. The torso is divided into the upper and lower sections, with the ribcage occupying the upper portion and the pelvis the lower portion. The ribcage should be proportionate to the shoulders and torso length, while the pelvis should align with the overall body structure. Understanding these landmarks helps in accurately depicting the torso's shape and proportions, contributing to a more realistic representation of the figure. C. Arm and hand proportions. The arms are divided into segments that correspond to the length of the torso and legs. The upper arm typically reaches down to the mid-thigh, while the forearm extends to just past the knees. Hands, when drawn proportionately, usually reach mid-thigh or just below. The 8-head system helps maintain consistency in arm and hand proportions, ensuring that they align correctly with the rest of the body. 1. Proportional guidelines for the arms. The length and positioning of the arms are crucial for achieving accurate proportions. The upper arm should be proportionate to the torso, while the forearm should align with the length of the thigh. The hands should also be proportionate to the overall length of the arm and body. These guidelines help in creating arms and hands that are in harmony with the figure's proportions. 2. Hand proportions and placement. The hands are an important feature in figure drawing, and their proportions should be consistent with the rest of the body. When drawing hands, consider their size relative to the forearm and overall body. Hands should reach a point that is proportional to the length of the arm and the figure's height. Proper placement and proportion of the hands contribute to a more accurate and realistic depiction of the figure. D. Leg and foot proportions. The legs, from the hips to the feet, occupy the final 4 segments of the 8-head system. The thighs are typically about half the length of the total leg, with the knees positioned around the middle of the thigh. The lower legs, from the knee to the ankle, make up the remaining length. Feet, when drawn proportionately, reach just below the knees. Understanding these proportions helps in accurately depicting standing and walking poses. 1. Proportional guidelines for the legs. The legs are divided into the upper and lower sections, with the thighs and lower legs each occupying specific segments. The length of the thighs should be proportionate to the overall length of the legs, and the knees should be positioned accurately. The lower legs should extend from the knees to the ankles, with their length consistent with the rest of the leg. Proper proportional guidelines ensure that the legs are drawn accurately and in harmony with the rest of the body. 2. Foot proportions and placement. The feet should be proportionate to the length of the legs and the overall body. When drawing feet, ensure that they are the correct size and placement relative to the legs and figure. Feet should reach a point that is consistent with the overall proportions of the body. Accurate foot proportions contribute to a more realistic and balanced representation of the figure. 3. Practical application of proportional segments. A. Sketching and drafting. When starting a figure drawing, begin with a rough sketch using the 8-head system as a guide. Draw a vertical line representing the full height of the figure, and divide this line into 8 equal segments. Sketch the head at the top of this line, and then use the segments to place other body parts. This approach helps in establishing the overall structure of the figure before adding details. Begin with basic shapes and proportions, and refine them as needed. B. Refining proportions. Once the initial sketch is complete, refine the proportions by adjusting the placement of body parts as needed. Ensure that the shoulders, torso, arms, and legs align correctly with the proportional segments. This step is crucial for achieving accurate and balanced figures. Use reference images and anatomical studies to fine-tune the proportions and ensure that they are realistic and harmonious. C. Adding details and features. After refining the proportions, Add details such as facial features, clothing, and textures. The proportional system will guide the placement of these details, ensuring that they fit within the established framework. Pay attention to the alignment of features and details, ensuring that they complement the overall proportions of the figure. D. Practice and adaptation. Practice drawing figures using the 8-head system to become more proficient in maintaining proportions. Experiment with different poses and body types to adapt the system to various artistic styles and needs. Regular practice helps in developing a keen eye for proportions and enhances overall drawing skills. E. Advanced techniques and adjustments. As artists become more comfortable with the 8-head system, they can explore advanced techniques and adjustments. For example, they might experiment with foreshortening, where body parts appear shorter due to perspective. Additionally, artists can practice drawing figures in different perspectives and angles, applying the proportional system to maintain accuracy in more complex compositions. IV. Conclusion. The 8-head system is a valuable tool for artists seeking to create proportionate and realistic figures. By understanding and applying this system, artists can enhance their figure drawing skills and achieve accurate and harmonious representations of the human body. Whether for realistic depictions or stylized art, the principles of proportional segmentation provide a solid foundation for artistic success. Mastery of these concepts leads to more confident and precise figure drawing, contributing to overall artistic growth and proficiency. Continuing from the previous discussion on the 8-head system for drawing the human body, we now explore the specific segments that make up the figure. Understanding and applying these segments is fundamental for achieving accurate proportions and a balanced representation of the human form. Each segment corresponds to a specific portion of the body and serves as a reference for positioning and scaling different anatomical features. Let's delve deeper into each segment to understand their lengths, positions, and implications for figure drawing. Dividing the human body into segments. Segment 1. Top of the head to the chin. Description of the segment's length and position. The first segment of the 8-head system spans from the top of the head, typically at the hairline or the highest point of the skull, down to the chin. This segment is crucial for defining the height and proportions of the head. In the 8-head system, the height of this segment is approximately 1/8 of the total body height. To accurately draw this segment, start by determining the height of the head. This includes the forehead, the brow ridge, and the chin. The chin, as the endpoint of this segment, marks the lower boundary of the face. The position and length of this segment are critical for placing facial features accurately. For instance, the eyes are generally positioned halfway between the top of the head and the chin, while the nose is located approximately halfway between the eyes and the chin. The mouth, on the other hand, is typically situated a bit closer to the chin. This segment helps in establishing the overall shape and proportions of the head and face, ensuring that features are aligned correctly and proportionately. Segment 2. Chin to the chest. Description of the segment's length and position. The second segment extends from the chin down to the chest, particularly to the base of the sternum or the upper part of the ribcage. This segment is crucial for defining the upper torso and ensuring that the shoulders and arms are placed accurately. The length of this segment is essential for determining the vertical proportions of the upper body. The base of the sternum, or the upper chest area, serves as the endpoint of this segment. This segment helps in positioning the shoulders, which should align with the width of the chest and the overall proportion of the torso. Accurate measurement of this segment ensures that the chest has the correct height and that the shoulders are proportionate. Additionally, This segment plays a role in defining the placement of the collarbones and the upper boundary of the ribcage, contributing to the overall structure of the torso. Segment 3. Chest to the navel. Description of the segment's length and position. The third segment spans from the chest to the navel, which is approximately at the midpoint between the ribcage and the pelvis. This segment is important for defining the length of the upper abdomen and ensuring that the torso is well proportioned. This segment helps in positioning the abdominal muscles and the diaphragm accurately. The navel, as the endpoint of this segment, serves as a reference for aligning the abdominal features and maintaining proportionate spacing between the ribcage and the pelvis. This segment is essential for achieving a realistic depiction of the torso, as it affects the overall balance and proportion of the upper body relative to the lower body. Accurate measurement ensures that the torso has the appropriate length and proportion, contributing to a well-structured and balanced figure. Segment 4. Navel to the crotch. Description of the segment's length and position. The fourth segment extends from the navel to the crotch, which is also known as the pelvic area. This segment is crucial for defining the length of the lower abdomen and establishing the placement of the hips and groin. The crotch marks the lower boundary of this segment, where the legs begin. Accurate measurement of this segment helps in defining the width and height of the pelvis, ensuring that the hips are correctly positioned. This segment contributes to the overall balance of the figure by ensuring that the legs are proportionate to the torso. Additionally, this segment helps in positioning the groin area and maintaining a natural alignment between the upper and lower body. Segment 5. Crotch to the mid-thigh. Description of the segment's length and position. The fifth segment spans from the crotch to the mid-thigh. This segment is essential for defining the length of the thighs and establishing the placement of the knees. The mid-thigh serves as a reference for positioning the knees and ensuring that the thighs are proportionate to the torso and the lower legs. Accurate measurement of this segment ensures that the thighs have the correct length and that they align properly with the pelvis and the lower legs. This segment is crucial for achieving a balanced and natural appearance of the legs, as it affects the overall proportion and structure of the lower body. Segment 6. Mid-thigh to the knees. Description of the segment's length and position. The sixth segment extends from the mid-thigh to the knees. This segment is important for defining the length of the lower thigh and establishing the placement of the knee joints. The knees, as the endpoint of this segment, play a key role in determining the overall length of the legs. Accurate measurement of this segment ensures that the knees are positioned correctly relative to the thighs and the lower legs. This segment contributes to achieving realistic proportions and maintaining a natural alignment of the legs. Proper placement of the knees is essential for ensuring that the figure appears balanced and proportionate. Segment 7. Knees to the mid-calf. Description of the segment's length and position. The seventh segment spans from the knees to the mid-calf. This segment is crucial for defining the length of the lower leg and establishing the placement of the calf muscles. The mid-calf serves as a reference for positioning the ankles and ensuring that the lower legs are proportionate to the thighs and the feet. Accurate measurement of this segment ensures that the calves are appropriately scaled and that they align correctly with the thighs and the feet. This segment plays a significant role in achieving a natural and balanced appearance of the legs, contributing to the overall proportion and structure of the figure. Segment 8. Mid-calf to the feet. Description of the segment's length and position. The eighth segment extends from the mid-calf to the feet. This segment defines the length of the feet and helps in positioning them accurately relative to the lower legs. The feet, as the endpoint of this segment, should be proportionate to the length of the lower legs and the overall body. Accurate measurement of this segment ensures that the feet are correctly sized and positioned, contributing to a realistic and balanced representation of the figure. Proper placement of the feet is essential for achieving a natural stance and maintaining the overall proportion of the legs. Note on variability in actual human proportions. While the 8-head system provides a standardized framework for understanding human proportions, it is essential to recognize that actual human bodies exhibit a wide range of variations. Factors such as age, gender, body type, and individual differences can significantly affect the proportions and measurements of each segment. For example, children's proportions differ from those of adults, with their heads being larger relative to their bodies. Similarly, individuals with different body types may have varying proportions for each segment, such as longer or shorter legs, wider or narrower torsos, and different head sizes. Artists should be mindful of these variations and adjust their approach accordingly. While the 8-head system offers a useful guide, it is crucial to observe and study real-life anatomy to capture the unique characteristics of different body types. Incorporating these variations into figure drawing allows for greater accuracy and realism, ensuring that the final representation reflects the diversity and complexity of the human form. To enhance understanding, artists can use reference images and anatomical studies to observe the variations in proportions across different individuals. This practice helps in adapting the 8-head system to accommodate various body types and styles. Additionally, experimenting with different poses and angles can provide insights into how proportions change with perspective, further enhancing the accuracy of figure drawing. In conclusion, understanding and applying the 8 segments of the human body is fundamental for achieving accurate and proportionate figure drawing. Each segment serves as a reference for positioning and scaling different anatomical features, contributing to a well-balanced and realistic representation of the human form. By mastering these segments and considering individual variations, artists can enhance their drawing skills and create figures that are both accurate and expressive. The 8-head system provides a solid foundation for figure drawing, enabling artists to capture the complexity and beauty of the human body with precision and confidence. Continuing our exploration of the pelvis and its significance in artistic representation, let's delve deeper into the intricate details of its structure and how it influences both posture and movement, providing a comprehensive understanding for accurate artistic depiction. Artistic perspective on the pelvis. Structure and function of the pelvis. Bow-like, sturdy form connecting the spine to the legs. The pelvis is a pivotal component of the skeletal system, forming a robust, bow-like structure that connects the spine to the legs. This bony framework includes several key bones: the ilium, ischium, and pubis, as well as the sacrum and coccyx. These bones fuse to create a basin-shaped structure that is crucial for weight support and force distribution. The ilium, the largest of the pelvic bones, extends outward and forms the upper part of the pelvis. The iliac crests, which are the curved, upper edges of the ilium, play a crucial role in the stability and balance of the body. The ischium forms the lower and back portions of the pelvis, contributing to its strength and support. The pubis, located at the front, joins the two sides of the pelvis and connects with the sacrum to complete the pelvic ring. The sacrum, a triangular bone located at the base of the spine, integrates with the pelvis to form the back of the pelvic basin. It connects with the coccyx tailbone at its lower end, completing the bony structure of the pelvis. This interconnected framework is designed to be sturdy and resilient, capable of bearing significant weight and absorbing impact during various physical activities. Provides foundation for the upper body and supports weight. Functionally, the pelvis serves as a foundational support for the upper body. It connects with the spine through the sacroiliac joints, providing a stable base for the trunk. This support is essential for maintaining an upright posture and enabling efficient movement. The pelvis forms the hip girdle, which connects with the femurs, thigh bones, at the hip joints, facilitating the transfer of forces between the upper body and the lower limbs. During standing, the pelvis supports the entire weight of the upper body, which is distributed to the legs through the hip joints. This distribution helps to maintain balance and stability, reducing strain on the spine and lower back. When engaging in activities such as walking, running, or lifting, the pelvis acts as a shock absorber, managing the impact forces and enhancing the efficiency of movement. The pelvis's role in weight distribution is particularly important in activities that involve changes in posture or direction. For example, during a sudden shift in movement or while performing complex athletic maneuvers, the pelvis adjusts to accommodate these changes, ensuring that forces are transferred smoothly and that balance is maintained. Artistic depiction. Broad, somewhat flattened form with iliac crests. In artistic representation, capturing the pelvis accurately involves depicting its broad, somewhat flattened form. The iliac crests, which are the uppermost parts of the pelvis, are prominent features that define the shape of the hips. These crests should be portrayed as curved ridges that extend outward, providing a visual reference for the width and depth of the pelvis. To achieve a realistic depiction, artists should use contouring techniques to emphasize the curvature of the iliac crests. Shading and highlighting can help to convey the three-dimensional quality of the pelvis, creating a sense of depth and dimension. The iliac crests should be shown as smooth, continuous curves that transition gradually into the sacrum and the pubic symphysis. Artists should also consider the overall proportions of the pelvis in relation to the rest of the body. The width and shape of the pelvis can vary based on factors such as body type, gender, and age. For instance, female pelvises tend to be broader and more rounded to accommodate childbirth, while male pelvises are generally narrower and more angular. Accurate representation of these proportions helps to ensure that the figure appears anatomically correct and realistic. Gentle slope converging into the sacrum. The transition from the iliac crests to the sacrum is an important aspect of artistic depiction. The sacrum, a triangular bone located at the base of the spine, extends downward and connects with the coccyx. This creates a gentle slope that should be depicted with a smooth gradient, reflecting the natural curvature of the pelvis. In realistic art, this slope should be shown as a gradual, continuous transition from the broad iliac crests to the narrower sacrum. The contouring of the pelvis should follow the natural curves of the bone structure, avoiding abrupt changes or harsh lines. This smooth gradient enhances the three-dimensionality of the pelvis, ensuring that it integrates seamlessly with the spine and legs. Artists should also consider how the slope of the pelvis affects the overall posture of the figure. For example, a forward tilt of the pelvis can create a more pronounced curve in the lower back, while a backward tilt can flatten the lower back. Accurate depiction of these postural variations adds depth and realism to the artwork, capturing the dynamic nature of the human form. Pubic symphysis and its prominence. The pubic symphysis is a cartilaginous joint located at the front of the pelvis where the two pubic bones meet. Although less prominent than the iliac crests, the pubic symphysis plays a crucial role in defining the shape and proportion of the pelvic region. It should be depicted as a subtle ridge or bulge at the center of the pelvis, contributing to the overall anatomical accuracy of the figure. In artistic representation, the pubic symphysis should be shown with careful attention to its positioning and prominence. While it is not a major feature, its visibility can vary based on the figure's posture and body position. For example, in a standing position, the pubic symphysis may be less noticeable, but it becomes more apparent when the figure is in different poses or perspectives. Artists should also consider how the pubic symphysis interacts with the surrounding anatomical features. The smooth integration of this joint with the iliac crests and sacrum helps to create a cohesive and realistic portrayal of the pelvis. Accurate depiction of the pubic symphysis enhances the overall anatomical fidelity of the artwork, ensuring that the figure appears balanced and proportionate. Role of the pelvis in posture and movement. The pelvis plays a fundamental role in maintaining posture and facilitating movement. Its structure and alignment are crucial for achieving a balanced and functional body posture, as well as for enabling a wide range of movements. Posture. The pelvis is essential for maintaining proper posture, as it serves as the anchor for the spine. A neutral pelvic position is crucial for maintaining the natural curvature of the spine and preventing postural imbalances. When the pelvis is properly aligned, the spine maintains its natural curves, reducing strain on the back muscles and promoting overall stability. A forward pelvic tilt, also known as an anterior pelvic tilt, can result in an exaggerated curve in the lower back, leading to conditions such as lordosis. Conversely, a backward pelvic tilt, or posterior pelvic tilt, can flatten the lower back and contribute to conditions such as kyphosis. Accurate depiction of these postural variations is important for creating realistic and dynamic figures that reflect the natural alignment of the body. Artists should pay attention to the positioning of the pelvis in relation to the spine and legs. In a neutral stance, the pelvis should be aligned with the spine and legs, creating a balanced and stable posture. In dynamic poses, such as bending or twisting, the pelvis may tilt or shift, influencing the overall posture and movement of the figure. Movement. The pelvis also plays a crucial role in facilitating movement. It acts as a bridge between the upper and lower body, allowing for the transfer of forces during various activities. The pelvis rotates and tilts to accommodate the movement of the legs and maintain balance during locomotion. During walking, the pelvis moves in a rhythmic pattern, tilting forward and backward with each step. This movement helps to absorb impact and distribute forces, contributing to a smooth and coordinated gait. In running or jumping, the pelvis undergoes more pronounced shifts and rotations, reflecting the dynamic nature of these activities. Artists should consider how the pelvis interacts with the legs and spine during movement. Accurate depiction of pelvic motion helps to convey the fluidity and coordination of the figure, capturing the energy and dynamism of human movement. The pelvis's role in force transfer and impact absorption is essential for creating realistic and expressive figures. Artistic considerations. When depicting the pelvis, artists should also take into account individual variations in body types and proportions. The shape and size of the pelvis can differ based on factors such as gender, age, and body composition. For example, female pelvises are typically broader and more rounded, while male pelvises are narrower and more angular. These variations should be reflected in the artwork to ensure anatomical accuracy and realism. Artists should also consider how the pelvis interacts with other body parts, such as the spine and legs. The connection between the pelvis and the spine, as well as the integration of the pelvis with the legs, is crucial for creating a cohesive and realistic figure. Reference images and anatomical studies can provide valuable insights into these interactions, helping artists to achieve a more accurate representation. Conclusion. In conclusion, the pelvis is a vital structure in both anatomy and artistic representation. Its sturdy, Bow-like form connects the spine to the legs, providing a foundation for the upper body and supporting weight. Effective artistic depiction involves capturing the broad, somewhat flattened shape of the pelvis, emphasizing features such as the iliac crests, the gentle slope converging into the sacrum, and the pubic symphysis. Understanding the role of the pelvis in posture and movement is essential for creating realistic and dynamic figures. By considering the impact of pelvic alignment on posture and the dynamic nature of movement, artists can enhance their representations and achieve a greater level of anatomical accuracy. The pelvis, with its unique structure and function, plays a central role in the human body's overall balance, stability, and movement, making it a key focus in the study and depiction of human anatomy. Continuing from our exploration of the pelvis, we now turn our attention to the bones of the leg. Understanding these bones in detail is essential for artists seeking to accurately represent the human form, as they play a critical role in the structure and function of the leg. The leg's bones are not only foundational for support and movement but also significantly influence the appearance and dynamics of the human body. Bones of the leg: femur, thigh bone, longest and strongest bone in the body. The femur, often referred to as the thigh bone, stands as the longest and strongest bone in the human body. It extends from the hip joint to the knee joint, bearing the brunt of the body's weight and enduring the impact of various physical activities. Its exceptional strength and length are critical for maintaining stability and facilitating movement. The femur's structural integrity allows it to support the weight of the upper body while distributing forces generated during activities such as walking, running, and jumping. The femur's length and strength are essential for a variety of functions. It plays a key role in maintaining balance and posture, particularly when performing dynamic movements. The femur's ability to absorb and distribute impact forces helps prevent injury and ensures smooth and efficient movement. Understanding the femur's role and structure is crucial for artists aiming to depict the human leg accurately, as it provides the foundational support for the entire leg. Curved shape for weight support. The femur's curvature is a distinctive feature that contributes to its functionality. This natural curve, which is most pronounced in the proximal upper portion of the bone, is designed to enhance its weight-bearing capacity and ability to absorb impact. The curved shape allows the femur to distribute forces more evenly, reducing the risk of localized stress and potential fractures. This curvature is particularly important at the femoral head, which fits into the acetabulum of the pelvis to form the hip joint. This ball and socket joint provides a wide range of motion and is essential for activities involving movement and flexibility. The curvature of the femur also affects the alignment and positioning of the leg, influencing both static postures and dynamic movements. Artists should pay attention to this curvature to achieve a realistic representation of the thigh bone. Articulates with the pelvis at the hip joint. The femur connects to the pelvis at the hip joint, forming a critical point of articulation that allows for a wide range of movements. The hip joint is a ball and socket joint where the spherical head of the femur fits into the cup-shaped acetabulum of the pelvis. This configuration enables various movements, including flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotation. The hip joint's design provides both stability and mobility. It supports the weight of the upper body and facilitates movements such as walking, running, and climbing. The interaction between the femur and the pelvis at this joint is fundamental to maintaining balance and coordination. Understanding the dynamics of this joint is crucial for artists, as it affects the overall posture and movement of the human figure. Patella kneecap protects the knee joint. The patella, or kneecap, is a small, triangular bone located at the front of the knee joint. Its primary function is to protect the knee joint from external forces and to provide a smooth surface for the tendons of the thigh muscles to glide over. The patella serves as a shield for the knee, reducing the risk of injury and enhancing the joint's durability. The patella's protective role is particularly important during high-impact activities. It shields the underlying structures, including the cartilage and ligaments, from potential damage. By acting as a barrier against external forces, the patella helps preserve the integrity of the knee joint and prevents injuries that could impair mobility. Improves leverage of the thigh muscles. In addition to its protective function, the patella improves the leverage of the thigh muscles, particularly the quadriceps. By serving as a fulcrum, the patella enhances the mechanical advantage of the quadriceps muscles, which are responsible for extending the knee and lifting the leg. This improved leverage allows for more efficient and powerful movements. The patella's role in enhancing muscle leverage is crucial for various physical activities. It enables the quadriceps to generate greater force, which is essential for actions such as running, jumping, and climbing. By facilitating more effective muscle contractions, the patella contributes to overall performance and efficiency. Tibia and fibula, lower leg bones. Tibia, larger, medial, bears most body weight. The tibia, commonly known as the shin bone, is the larger and more medial of the two lower leg bones. It plays a critical role in bearing most of the body's weight and supporting the leg structure. The tibia extends from the knee joint to the ankle joint, providing a foundation for the leg and contributing to overall stability. The tibia's robust structure allows it to support significant loads and endure impact. Its larger size compared to the fibula makes it the primary weight-bearing bone in the lower leg. The tibia's strength is essential for activities that involve bearing weight and maintaining balance, such as walking and running. Fibula, thinner, outer side, provides support. The fibula is the thinner and more lateral of the two lower leg bones. While it does not bear as much weight as the tibia, the fibula plays a crucial role in stabilizing the lower leg and supporting the ankle joint. Running parallel to the tibia, the fibula provides additional support and contributes to the overall structure of the leg. Although the fibula is not involved in weight bearing to the same extent as the tibia, it is essential for maintaining balance and stability. The fibula's position and connections to the tibia help stabilize the ankle joint and support the leg's overall function. Its role in supporting the lower leg structure underscores its importance in maintaining proper alignment and function. Artistic representation of leg bones. Attention to natural curvature. In artistic representations of the leg, it is important to focus on the natural curvature and alignment of the bones. The femur's curvature, the tibia's positioning, and the fibula's placement should be accurately depicted to reflect the bone's true anatomical form. Artists should use shading and contouring techniques to highlight the curves and shapes of the leg bones. Accurate representation of these curves enhances the realism of the artwork and creates a more lifelike depiction of the leg. The natural curvature of the femur and tibia influences the overall shape of the leg, and attention to these details is crucial for achieving anatomical accuracy. Interaction with surrounding muscles. The bones of the leg are closely connected to the surrounding muscles, tendons, and ligaments. When creating artistic representations of the leg, it is essential to consider how these anatomical structures interact with the bones. Muscles such as the quadriceps, hamstrings, and calf muscles play significant roles in the movement and function of the leg. Artists should pay attention to how the muscles attach to the bones and how they influence the overall shape and appearance of the leg. For example, The quadriceps muscles attach to the patella and contribute to knee extension, while the calf muscles attach to the tibia and fibula and play a role in ankle movement. Accurate depiction of these interactions helps to create a more realistic and dynamic representation of the leg. Proportional considerations. Proportional accuracy is crucial in the artistic representation of the leg bones. The relative sizes and positions of the femur, patella, tibia, and fibula should be depicted in proportion to each other and to the rest of the body. Understanding these proportions is essential for achieving a balanced and anatomically correct depiction of the leg. Artists should use reference images and anatomical studies to achieve accurate proportions and relationships between the bones. Proportional considerations include the length of the femur relative to the tibia and fibula, as well as the positioning of the patella in relation to the knee joint. Maintaining accurate proportions enhances the overall realism and coherence of the artwork. Dynamic poses and movement. In dynamic poses and movements, the depiction of leg bones should reflect changes in position and alignment that occur during various activities. For instance, the femur may rotate or shift during walking or running, and the tibia and fibula may adjust their positions to accommodate different stances or movements. Artists should consider how the bones interact with each other and with the surrounding muscles and tendons during movement. Accurate representation of these dynamic changes helps capture the energy and fluidity of the pose, creating a more expressive and realistic depiction of the leg in action. Conclusion. In summary, the bones of the leg, the femur, patella, tibia, and fibula, are foundational to the body's structure, function, and movement. Each bone plays a specific role in supporting weight, protecting joints, and enabling a range of movements. Artistic representation of these bones requires careful attention to their natural curvature, interaction with surrounding muscles, and proportional accuracy. By understanding the anatomical details and functional roles of the leg bones, artists can create more accurate and realistic depictions of the human form. Whether capturing static poses or dynamic movements, attention to these nuances enhances the overall quality and effectiveness of the artwork. The study of leg bones provides valuable insights into human anatomy, contributing to the creation of compelling and lifelike artistic representations. Continuing from our detailed exploration of the leg bones and their artistic representation, it is essential to emphasize the broader significance of understanding proportional segments and accurate depiction in art. Our journey through the intricacies of human anatomy, ranging from the structure of the pelvis to the bones of the leg, highlights how essential it is for artists to grasp these fundamental concepts to achieve realism and aesthetic balance in their work. Conclusion. Recap of the importance of proportional segments and accurate depiction. The study of proportional segments and accurate depiction is foundational to creating convincing and lifelike representations of the human body. Proportional systems, such as the 8-head system, provide artists with a reliable framework for understanding and illustrating human anatomy in a balanced and coherent manner. By segmenting the body into manageable proportions, artists can ensure that their representations maintain a sense of realism and anatomical accuracy. Accurate depiction involves more than just replicating anatomical features. It requires an understanding of how these features interact and contribute to the overall form. For instance, the detailed exploration of the pelvis and leg bones illustrates how each component plays a role in supporting and facilitating movement. Recognizing the curvature of the femur, the protective function of the patella, and the supportive roles of the tibia and fibula helps artists depict the human body with greater fidelity and nuance. The importance of these principles extends beyond static representation. When capturing dynamic poses and movements, the artist's ability to accurately portray proportional segments and anatomical features becomes even more critical. Dynamic representations require an understanding of how bones and muscles interact during various activities, ensuring that the depiction remains true to life while conveying a sense of energy and motion. By employing proportional systems and focusing on accurate depiction, artists can create works that not only reflect the structural reality of the human body but also convey the natural grace and complexity of human movement. This approach allows for the creation of art that is both visually compelling and anatomically sound. Emphasis on the balance and aesthetic representation of the human form in art. The pursuit of balance and aesthetic representation in art involves harmonizing anatomical accuracy with artistic expression. While proportional systems and anatomical details provide the foundation for realistic depictions, the artist's creative vision plays a crucial role in shaping the final representation. Balancing these elements requires a nuanced understanding of both technical and artistic considerations. Balancing accuracy with artistic expression. Achieving balance between accuracy and artistic expression involves integrating anatomical knowledge with creative interpretation. Artists must navigate the delicate interplay between faithfully representing anatomical details and infusing their work with personal style and vision. This balance is crucial for creating art that is not only accurate but also engaging and expressive. For example, while accurate depiction of the pelvis and leg bones is essential for realism, the artist can also explore various stylistic choices to enhance the visual impact of the work. Techniques such as selective emphasis, shading, and texture can be employed to highlight specific aspects of the anatomy while contributing to the overall aesthetic of the piece. The goal is to create a representation that resonates with viewers on both a technical and emotional level. Achieving aesthetic harmony. Aesthetic representation involves creating a harmonious composition that reflects both the structure and beauty of the human form. Artists should consider elements such as proportion, symmetry, and alignment when constructing their representations. Aesthetic harmony is achieved through careful attention to detail and a thoughtful approach to composition. Incorporating proportional systems into artistic practice helps maintain consistency and balance within the artwork. By adhering to proportional guidelines, artists can create figures that are visually pleasing and well-structured. However, it is also important to allow for creative flexibility and personal expression, as these elements contribute to the uniqueness and individuality of each work. Expressing movement and emotion. The ability to convey movement and emotion is a key aspect of artistic representation. Accurate depiction of anatomical features provides a foundation for capturing dynamic poses and expressions. Artists should focus on how the bones and muscles interact to create a sense of movement and fluidity. For instance, understanding the role of the femur in various activities allows artists to depict the leg in action with greater realism. Similarly, the depiction of facial features and expressions requires an understanding of underlying bone structure and muscle function. By accurately representing these aspects, artists can create works that evoke a strong sense of vitality and emotion. Integrating knowledge into artistic practice. Integrating anatomical knowledge into artistic practice involves applying principles of proportionality and accuracy to various aspects of the work. This includes considerations of pose, proportion, and movement, as well as attention to detail in rendering anatomical features. The goal is to create representations that are both technically sound and visually engaging. Artists should continually study and refine their understanding of human anatomy to enhance their skills and improve their work. This ongoing process of learning and practice contributes to the development of a more nuanced and sophisticated artistic approach. By combining anatomical knowledge with artistic creativity, artists can achieve a deeper level of expression and impact in their work. Conclusion. In summary, the study of proportional segments and accurate depiction is fundamental to achieving realistic and aesthetically pleasing representations of the human body. By understanding the structure and function of anatomical features such as the pelvis and leg bones, artists can create works that reflect both technical accuracy and artistic vision. Balancing anatomical detail with creative expression allows for the creation of art that is both realistic and compelling. Attention to proportional systems, accurate depiction, and aesthetic harmony ensures that representations of the human form are both technically sound and visually engaging. Through continued study and practice, artists can refine their skills and achieve greater success in capturing the beauty and complexity of the human body.